Hey y'all, it's Laylee, and this is where beautiful souls connect.
Have you listened to Lay's podcast today?
Ooh, I wonder what Lay is talking about today.
This is where beautiful souls connect. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to my podcast episode. Like I said, this is where beautiful souls connect. But today's episode is going to be about social media's influence on real life. So I kind of touched on this topic very briefly in my Envy from the Outside video. But I want to know, like, how social media got to this point. What happens? Like, how did we get from having a good time, having a blast, like just laughing, memes, all the fun stuff, Vine, all that good stuff. That's showing my age, but yeah, all that good stuff, to literally competing to have the best everything. And that's best body, best cars, best houses, best relationship, best everything. And y'all, some of that stuff, a lot of that stuff is not real. That is, oh my gosh, like, y'all, social media has put everybody in such a fragile state of mind. And I say fragile, I use the word fragile because your ego, what's the word I'm looking for? The way you feel about yourself changes. Like, you begin to compare yourself to everything, especially if it's somebody your age that you see doing what you think is something. Because let me be honest, not everything you see on social media is real. I'm sorry. I hate to break it to you. I hate to be the bearer of bad news. I hate to tell you Santa Claus not real. I hate to tell you the Tooth Fairy not real. I hate to tell you social media not real. I hate to tell you, but it's true. It's true. It's not real. And like I said, I mentioned this briefly in my previous video. You never know what people got going on. You over here buying hundreds of thousands of dollars, spending your bill money to look like people who are stealing. They're stealing. There's people who are stealing. There are people who buy those things. Let me make that clear. There are people who got it like that, people who can buy those things. But there's also people stealing. There are people scamming and doing a plethora of other things that I will not name to get the things that they have. And I'm specifically talking to the women. Ladies, and I'm going to touch your hand. I'm going to touch your hand when I say this. These women who are getting flown out, getting all pampered, getting thousands of dollars spent on them, I promise you they're not just praying with those fellas. I promise. There's other stuff going on behind the scenes. Of course, they're not going to tell you that. They're not going to tell you that. I think the narrative is being pushed that men are just going to trick on you. Do you think the men that are doing that, like who are in that tricking environment, do you really think they're doing that for free? You really sit here and think that these men are doing that just because this woman is so beautiful? If you think that, like, I feel like we need to have a little conversation to the side, because, like, baby, that ain't it. Stop thinking that's gonna happen. And there are men who spend money on women. There are. And those men might be their boyfriends. They have it like that. They spend it on, they spoil their girl. And then there's men who are married who will do that for their wives. Yes, that's possible, yes. But they're married and they're in relationships. But these women who are just meeting random men and they out here talking about, he spent a bag on me. He spent a bag on you in exchange for you. Oh, okay, I just want to make sure. And that's no hate and no shade to nobody who has that going on. Like, if that's your lifestyle, get it how you live. But my point is, everything you see is not real. It's not always real. Everything is not what it seems. Y'all remember? Yeah, nah, I'm too old. I'm too old. What's the way we place? That's what the song has said. Everything's not what it seems. Anyway. Yeah, so and a lot of things like too with the money situation, like some of them people be scamming. A lot of people be scamming, and that's what makes me mad about that, because y'all out here tap in. Yeah, I get money. Yeah, you're getting other people's money. You're stealing it. Give it back. We worked for that. It's people who are working hard for their money, and you're stealing it. Talking about some tap in. I'm about to tap into the police. That's what I'm finna do. Yeah, give me my money back. Stealing from these hard-working people. And with the cars too, like, y'all, sometimes them cars be rentals. Think about it, y'all. Like, the economy is in shambles. Life sucks. And there are people who are fortunate. There are people who are wealthy. There are people who are rich. There are people who do have it. But a lot of the times, those people are not flaunting their wealth a lot of the times. And I just feel like social media has crippled our mentality for sure. Like, everybody is expected to have all this fame, all this money for nothing. You have to work for that. And it's crazy that you even want to obtain your wealth or your fame or whatever without working for it. And the people that you're seeing that have this fame and this wealth and all that good stuff, they worked for it, believe it or not. Most of them. Like I said, if you come from a family of money, it's different. But a lot of these influencers that you see, they started from the bottom. Yes, they're getting money. Yes, they're getting trips. They're getting stuff sent to them. They worked for that. They were consistent. Like, the stuff that you be seeing on social media, like, oh, I can get you rich in 2.5 seconds. Any way, like, the quicker it comes, the easier it goes. Any money that's quick like that, I don't want it. I want to build a solid foundation of wealth. That way, if I fall, I have something to fall back on. If you build this quick money, you get this quick money, and you build this quick, get rich quick, or this quick wealth, there is no foundation there. And as much as I would like to say, like, you can do that, it's really hard. It's very rare that you see people get rich overnight. And even if you say, oh, like, I know some people who got rich overnight, but did they though? Think about what they did beforehand. Now, the lottery and all that other stuff, like, that stuff is different. We're not talking, but that's my take on what social media has done to us as a society. I feel like we're caught within social media, and we're not really thinking about reality. You have to really think about the things that are happening. You have to think about what makes sense. Does this make sense to you? Like, excuse me. Oh, battery's dying. All right, and we're back. Glad I caught that. But like I said, think about the things that you see before you over here start comparing yourself. You are fine. I know things may not look like how you want them to look right now, but you gotta work hard for it. Nothing in this life is free. Nothing. Air is barely free, especially if you live in America. So I say that to say is give yourself grace. Be gracious, be thankful for what you do have. And I was listening to a sermon today because today is Sunday. And the preacher was basically saying, it's in the house. Everything that you need is in the house. And I resonate with that because so many of us have the wealth. We have it. It's in the palm of your hand. It's right there. You just got to use it. Use it. God gave you gifts. He gave you gifts, and use it. Don't compare yourself to what everybody else got going on. Your journey and your gifts that God gave you are different than everybody else's. And I say that to say, you worried about where these people get this wealth from, this money. Sometimes those things do not come from God. Things that come from God have longevity. It takes you a minute to get it, It takes you a while to be able to build yourself and for God to build you into the person that you need to be to maintain it. But once you have it, you have it. That it's yours. And there could be some controversy and it could be some disagreements to that. And I'm open to listening to those. But like I said, be gracious. Give yourself grace. You are fine. You gonna do it. Just use the gifts that God gave you. And sometimes you don't even realize what you have in the palm of your hand. And I'm speaking to my past self as well, because I thought that I needed all these different things to start my YouTube channel and start my podcast. I thought I needed a studio, need to rent a studio every time I want to do a podcast episode. I thought I needed a photographer to do everything for me. I thought I needed to have the nicest hair all the time, the nicest clothes all the time. I'm just using what I got. And yes, I did have to invest in myself a little bit, but this type of investment is helping me in the long run because I have it. Nobody can take their services away from me. Nobody can take what I have away from me. I had to work. I had to build it. So I say that to say is work and build what you want. Social media is not real. It's not. And some of the things that you see and some of the things that you envy or some of the things that you mourn for, some of those things it's not what you think it is. So keep that in mind. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. If you have any comments, counters, any arguments to what I said, I'm so open to it because I love good conversation. So let's talk about it. What you think? Like, comment, share, and subscribe to my channel for more nice little podcast episodes, deep intellectual conversations. Comment some more topics you want me to talk about. Let's talk about it. But I love you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. I'm gonna keep saying it until you do it. Thank you for those who have been watching me, even though I just started maybe like a week and a half ago. But thank you so much for following me. Until next time.